Ever wondered if brainiac injury could actually unlock hidden superpowers? It might sound like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but believe it or not, there are real-life stories of people gaining extraordinary abilities after accidents. From historical figures who reshaped the world after traumatic injuries to well-known autistic savants, the human brain is like a supercomputer, full of mysteries and untapped potential. Some believe that brain damage can awaken hidden talents. In this video, we'll talk about 15 people who gained real superpowers after an accident. Let's start with number 15, Orlando Cerrell. When Orlando Cerrell was 10 years old, a seemingly ordinary game of baseball changed his life forever. A ball struck the left side of his head, a painful hit, but not one he thought was serious. Orlando brushed it off, didn't mention it to anyone, and continued playing. But soon after, something extraordinary began to happen. Orlando started experiencing persistent headaches, but along with the discomfort came a baffling new ability. He could suddenly remember every single detail of his life from the day of the accident onward. Whether it was the weather, a conversation, or a meal, his mind stored it all with perfect clarity. Even more astonishing, he developed the ability to perform lightning-fast calendar calculations, pinpointing the day of the week for any given date. Diagnosed with acquired savant syndrome, Orlando's accident unlocked parts of his brain that most of us never access. His story is a remarkable glimpse into the mysteries of human memory. Number 14. Tommy McHugh. Tommy McHugh's life was forever changed after 2 blood vessels burst in his brain. The near-death experience left him in a coma, but when he woke up, he wasn't the same man. Tommy discovered a newfound obsession with art, a passion so intense that it became the center of his life. Before the incident, Tommy lived a rough, chaotic life filled with street fights and trouble. Afterward, he became a prolific artist, spending his days painting, sculpting, and writing poetry. His home became his canvas, with every wall and ceiling adorned with his vivid creations. Tommy described his work as a reflection of the chaos in his mind during the brain hemorrhage. Neuroscientists were fascinated by how his trauma had rewired his brain, unlocking a torrent of creativity. His transformation is a reminder of how even the darkest moments can spark profound, life-changing passion. Number 13. Weird Mybridge. In the summer of 1860, Weird Mybridge was traveling through Texas when disaster struck. The horse pulling his coach bolted, sending the vehicle careening down a treacherous mountain road. The journey ended in a violent crash, throwing Mybridge into a boulder and leaving him with severe head injuries. He woke up 9 days later, forever changed. The accident caused double vision, seizures, and a loss of hearing, taste, and smell. But the most profound changes were in his personality. Once sociable and cautious, Mybridge became eccentric, moody, and drawn to taking risks. After recovering, he moved to England, where his creativity flourished. Mybridge became a groundbreaking photographer, best known for capturing motion in a way no one had before. Using 12 cameras triggered by tripwires, he proved that galloping horses briefly lift all 4 hooves off the ground. In doing so, Mybridge didn't just solve a debate. He accidentally invented the first motion picture, revolutionizing how we capture and view movement forever. Number 12. Jason Padet. On a fateful Friday night in September 2002, Jason Padet attended a party that would change his life forever. While leaving, 2 men attacked him from behind, punching him viciously and knocking him unconscious, all for a jacket that wasn't even worth much. Even after he handed it over, they continued to beat him. Jason was rushed to the ER and later discharged, but the next morning he noticed something strange. The water from his faucet appeared to have perpendicular lines, and his hand movements felt like watching a slow-motion film. The brutal attack caused a traumatic brain injury that transformed him into one of the few people in the world with the ability to draw fractals by hand. complex geometric patterns that form the building blocks of nature. Jason, once a community college dropout, became a self-taught mathematical genius overnight. His newfound ability to visualize and understand intricate patterns changed his life, proving the brain's potential for extraordinary adaptation. Number 11. Nikolai Cagliachenko. At just 12 years old, Nikolai Cagliachenko from Russia became the center of attention after a freak electrical accident. While leaning against a faulty lamppost, Nikolai was shocked by a surge of electricity. The next day, he noticed something strange. Coins, spoons, and other metal objects were sticking to his body as if he had turned into a human magnet. Word of his newfound powers spread quickly, and Nikolai became a local celebrity. Friends and classmates marveled as he demonstrated his abilities, claiming that even non-metallic objects, like a glass of water, seemed to move toward him. While some scientists believe his magnetism could be explained by sticky skin or sweat, Nikolai enjoys the attention and jokes about being a real-life superhero. Whether it's science or something more mysterious, his story is a fascinating mix of wonder and curiosity, reminding us of the unexpected abilities humans can uncover. Number 10. Ben McMahon. Ben McMahon woke up from a week-long coma after a near-fatal car accident with an He could only speak Mandarin, to the shock of his family and doctor, an Australian who had only casually studied the language in school. Fluently, as though it were his native tongue. When he first regained consciousness, Ben addressed a nurse in perfect Mandarin and wrote messages in the language with ease.
It took him a few English, but his newfound linguistic ability remained intact. Doctors were fascinated as this phenomenon challenged everything they understood about brain injuries. Embracing his gift and moved to Shanghai, where he university and even became a Mandarin TV show host. His story exemplifies how the human brain can rewire itself in extraordinary ways, turning tragedy into an opportunity for transformation and growth.
Number 9. The Lyman Twins. Flo and Kay Lyman, better known as the Rain Man Twins, are living proof that the human mind is full of surprises. These sisters have an extraordinary gift. They can recall every detail of their lives, from what they ate decades ago to the exact weather on any given day. Need to know what day of the week August 15th, 1987 fell on? They'll tell you faster than you can Google it. But life hasn't always been easy for these remarkable twins. Growing up in the 1960s, autism was poorly understood, even by their own parents. Their mother, embarrassed by their behavior, isolated them from the world and, in a tragic moment, put their lives in danger. Fortunately, their younger sister stepped in to protect them. Today, Flo and Kay thrive, dazzling everyone with their extraordinary abilities and reminding us of the beauty and complexity of the human brain. Number 8. Slavisa Pit. Slavisa Pit, often called Battery Man, could give your local power plant a run for its money. This man can handle 20,000 volts of electricity like it's no big deal, a feat that earned him a Guinness World Record in 1983. Need water heated or alcohol set on fire? Slavisa can do it with a touch, literally. Scientists have spent years trying to figure him out, but his abilities remain a mystery. One theory suggests that his lack of sweat glands makes his skin a natural insulator, allowing electricity to pass through him without harm. Whatever the explanation, it's clear that Slavisa's talent isn't just a party trick, it's a superhuman skill. While others rely on batteries and wires, Slavisa walks around as a one-man power station. His electrifying abilities continue to leave scientists scratching their heads and audiences in awe. All right now, Let's head over to number 7. Thai Ngoc. Thai Ngoc from Vietnam is the man who hasn't slept in over 61 years. Yes, you heard that right. Since 1973, when a fever mysteriously robbed him of his ability to sleep, Thai has been living in a state of perpetual wakefulness. While most of us can barely function without 8 hours of sleep, he carries on as if it's completely normal. Despite his sleeplessness, Thai shows no signs of fatigue or serious health problems. He spends his nights productively, helping his family and staying busy in his hometown of Quang Nam. Scientists are baffled by his condition. How can someone function, let alone thrive, without sleep? Thai life challenges everything we think we know about the human body. While many of us can only dream of being this productive, Thai lives proof that the human body can adapt in astonishing ways. Just imagine what you can do. Number 6. Daniel Tammet. Daniel Tammet's life is a testament to the extraordinary potential of the human brain. After experiencing severe epileptic seizures as a child, Daniel developed into one of the most remarkable savants in the world. Diagnosed as an autistic savant, he possesses extraordinary mathematical and linguistic abilities. Daniel speaks 11 languages fluently, including Icelandic, which he taught himself in just a week. What sets him apart is his rare form of synesthesia, allowing him to perceive numbers as distinct shapes, colors, and textures. For Daniel, numbers aren't abstract. They are vivid, tangible experiences. For instance, the number 117 appears to him as an elegant shape, while 9 feels large and imposing. This unique perception enables him to perform complex calculations effortlessly and recite pi to over 22,500 digits. His exceptional talents offer a glimpse into the hidden capabilities of the human mind, making him a living marvel and an inspiration to many. Number 5. Khan. Superhands. Tricon. Khan Superhands. Tricon from Thailand has a skill that defies belief. He can plunge his bare hands into boiling oil without getting burned. This unique ability came to light years ago when, while frying chicken, a mango fell into his work, splashing scalding oil onto his body. To everyone's amazement, Khan emerged unharmed. Since then, he's become a sensation, using his bare hands to deep fry food as part of his street food business. He says the oil feels hot, but doesn't cause any pain or burns, leaving scientists scratching their heads. His ability has made him a local celebrity, drawing crowds curious to see the man with super hands. Khan's resilience remains a mystery. While some attribute it to thick skin or unique nerve responses, there's no definitive explanation. Whatever the reason, he is a real-life superhero, isn't he? Number 4. Lee Erseg. Lee Erseg's life took a dramatic turn one fateful day on her family farm in rural Colorado. While working, she fell 40 feet into a ravine, hitting her head multiple times. The injuries were devastating: irreparable spinal cord damage and severe brain trauma. When Lee regained consciousness, her entire memory was gone. She couldn't recall her name, family, friends, or even pivotal events like the presidential elections. The accident wiped out 41 years of memories, leaving her with a blank slate. But out of this tragedy emerged a miracle. Her brain unlocked extraordinary abilities. Lee developed an innate talent for art, literature, dance, and physics, along with synesthesia, allowing her to see colors in sound and visualize equations. Diagnosed with acquired savant syndrome, a condition known to only 32 people worldwide, Lee now creates stunning artwork in Laguna Beach, California. Despite daily memory struggles, her story inspires awe and showcases the brain's mysterious power. Number 3. Ken Walters. Ken Walters was living an ordinary life as an engineer until 1986, when a tragic accident changed everything. A runaway forklift crushed him, leaving him paralyzed with severe spinal injuries and financial ruin from medical bills. Years later, in 2005, a second stroke turned out to be a bizarre blessing in disguise. While recovering, Ken began drawing compulsively, an activity he'd never pursued before. Doctors explained that strokes can sometimes rewire the brain, unlocking hidden talents. What started as hospital doodles evolved into breathtaking digital artwork. Far from fading, his newfound passion flourished, earning him recognition in galleries and virtual worlds alike. Ken's art is celebrated for its unique style, graceful office buildings, and prestigious collections. His story is a testament to the resilience and the brain's remarkable ability to adapt and transform, turning a life-shattering accident into an extraordinary journey of creativity and triumph. Number 2. Derek Amato. At 39, Derek Amato suffered a life-altering accident while playing football at a friend's house. Attempting a daring move, he slipped and hit his head on the concrete edge of a swimming pool, sustaining a severe concussion. The injury left him with memory loss, debilitating headaches, and partial deafness. But from this trauma emerged an extraordinary gift. Visiting a friend's house shortly after, Derek was inexplicably drawn to a keyboard. Though he'd never played before, the moment his fingers touched the keys, beautiful melodies poured out effortlessly. It was as if he'd been a musician his entire life. Doctors called his condition savant syndrome, a rare phenomenon where brain injuries unlock hidden talents. Derek's newfound skill led him to a professional music career, including releasing an album. His story is a striking example of how the human brain can transform tragedy into extraordinary potential. Number 1. Alonzo Clemens. Alonzo Clemens experienced a traumatic brain injury at just 3 years old, leaving him with severe mental disabilities and a dramatically reduced IQ. Yet, the accident also unveiled an extraordinary gift, an innate ability to sculpt with astonishing precision. From a young age, Alonzo could create lifelike sculptures with minimal effort, often working from memory or a brief glance at an image. Despite his challenges, Alonzo's talent could not be ignored. He became renowned for his life-sized sculptures of animals, particularly horses, which he could create in mere hours, sometimes even in complete darkness. His works have sold for tens of thousands of dollars and were featured in the documentary Beautiful Minds, celebrating the wonders of the human brain. Alonzo's journey proves that brilliance can emerge in unexpected ways, and talent can thrive even in the face of adversity, inspiring all who encounter his art. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.